Hi, I'm Mark. I'm the spiritual advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Thank you everyone so much for being here again. Today's topic is how do I use my intuition? So let's get to it. I have 5 piles of cards here, each one paired with a unique succulent plant. Pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To see your reading, skip to the timestamp listed in the comment box below. Also, pick the pile of cards that you feel attracted to energetically. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 1. How do I use my intuition? First card I got here for you is Break the Chain. Break the chain. That means normally what you're used to doing by listening to your intuition or just feeling out of what's going on. Try to change it around a little bit. Try to loosen up and really feel what's inside you, what really is your calling. Sometimes our ego gets in the way, and that by itself can cause a lot of problems. So we have to really go within ourselves, but we have to keep quiet. And when we keep quiet and we really listen to what the message really is, that's one of the ways you can use your intuition. So that's really, really important. So they're saying break the chain, do things out of the norm that you wouldn't normally do. If you're not used to meditating, meditate. Or keeping quiet like I just mentioned to you. Those are just, we're going to get more into it more and more, but you need deep replenishment. Deep replenishment. It's almost like you want to feel good. And by using your intuition, you want to get rest. Rest would be a really good idea to really be able to get in tune with yourself. Because if you're so tired and exhausted, how can you use your intuition properly? Right? But you could go into meditation. You could take a walk. That's part of it, of listening to your intuition, because you're making contact with Mother Earth. I think it's really wonderful. The boundaries. Next card is the boundaries. And what does that mean? The boundaries is telling you that you got to know your limitation on how far you can go. Right? Because if you go too far by trying to use your intuition and you're really hard on yourself and you're thinking too much about it, and then the ego gets in the way, like I just mentioned to you, that can cause problems. You want to get in tune with it, but you want to stay focused with it. It kind of reminds me of, if you remember, like when you we're taking a test in high school, college, or whatever it is. And the moment you have that first response, boom, go for it. Now, I want to express to you, everyone has their own intuition. And, when I'm picking up the vibes, even from Spirit now, it's telling me that you could have premonitions, deja vu. You're feeling things that, have I been there before? Well, I feel like something's coming, like a premonition. So by using our intuition, we use our gifts. Well, different gifts that we have. Some people could hear things. Some people can see things in our mind. Some people have premonitions. They can see things before they happen. Deja vu. They feel like they've been there before. So be aware of these things when they do happen. They're part of your intuition, of your feeling, the memory that could be brought back. It could be from a past life. In this lifetime, and you're using similar gifts. The gifts are the key here on using your intuition. So let's go back to it. Breaking the chain. Breaking the chain by meaning that you want to change things. You want to do things different than you're used to doing. So don't keep the same pattern over and over again. So change the pattern or patterns. Dealing with deep replenishment. Replenishment. It means you want to feel refreshed. Meditating is a good way of, if you're not sleeping well, but get some sleep. Get any way, but you need rest in order to perform these intuition, this gut instinct. So just understand that you need the replenishment, the rest. The boundaries is, how far do I go with it? If I overlook things, or I think too much about it, I'll blow it won't work out with my intuition. Because then my ego is going to come into place. It's going to interfere. So we have to feel our niche of what works for us. To use our intuition, using our gifts like I mentioned to you earlier. Pillar of the light. Pillar of the light. That means you have the spiritual gifts within you. Let me show it to you one more time. I want to make sure that you saw that. That means you have the spiritual gifts that were in you. That's that light that comes from God. It gives you that energy that your soul and God's soul is all connected as one. But that pillar of light that comes out of you, all your gifts that come out of you. You're very spiritually bounded. You're very gifted. So you want to use those gifts to develop your intuition of either seeing it, hearing it, premonitions, deja vu, right? Smelling, tasting, so many different ways of using your intuition. So remember, you are the pillar of light. You know, for me, I know, like, even when I was younger, when I was a kid, I used my gifts. Didn't even realize I was using my gifts because I was meditating, and that really opened me up to use my intuition. So that's a thing to think of. And when I did do that, I was like so intrigued with it because I had angels coming to me, I had guides coming to me, I saw them, I even heard them. So that's what I mean to get into it with your gifts. And I'm just telling you my experience with it. I think it was a wonderful experience to feel that. So do what you need to do to open up your intuition and use it so many different ways. And believe it or not, you are already doing it. You are already doing it. You may not realize you're doing it at times, but you're doing it. So don't have doubt on yourself. Do what works for you to make it happen. Use any of the gifts on how to use your intuition. Let me go through the stages really quickly one more time for you. Is do things different. Feel rested. You have many different gifts that you can use. Know your limitation, how far you can go without getting so tired and worn out and you can't think straight or can't focus. Know you're the pill of light. You have these power, these gifts that God has given you. And you are already doing it. But do what works, what feels right for you. And that's how you use your intuition. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Please visit my website, marchealingarts.com. Listed in the description box below. And keep in mind, I'm here for you, when you need my help. I know we go through a challenging, a little confusing world that we live in right now. So I'm here to guide you and support you in your life. The next topic I want to get into is, why do I feel alone? Until next time, I'm Marc, the spiritual advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 2. How do I use my intuition? First card I got here is, yes, you have gifts that you can use your intuition. So the angels on the other side are saying, yes, you do have it. Some people doubt, and then they say, do I have an intuition? Do I have psychic abilities? Can I use my intuition? And they're giving you total acknowledgement. They're saying, yes, you do. You do have gifts that you can use, and we're going to go into it on how to use your intuition. So don't have a doubt for a moment. You do have intuition and different ways of using it. Sisterhood of the Rose. What does that mean? Sisterhood of the Rose. It's almost like, just like being on the other side. Part of your soul is on the other side, but part of it is on the earth. And it's saying that your soul, how spiritual you are, to use your intuition. You're both realms. And you have these groups of people, these spiritual groups of people on the other side are guiding you and supporting you on this life on the earth. And this is for you now. And when it says Sisterhood of the Rose, that's a group of spiritual people are with you, guide you, support you, and direct you on your path. Because the intuition is what's going to guide and support us. So we need to listen to it. So I just want to let you know that you're not alone. That you do have souls on the other side helping you. Part of your soul is there that's working with you, and they're still here, even though you can't see them. You may feel them, but they're with you to guide you, to give you information to help you with your intuition. The initiation. Dealing with the start. Dealing with, where do I start? Where do I originate from? Well, you originate from the other side, of course, and then you come to the earth. So the initiation is dealing with moving forward, dealing with, where do I start first? Because you got to know where you got to start first. And they're saying, like I said before, with Sisterhood of the Rose, you deal with, first of all, originally from the other side. Now, how do I start using my intuition on the earth? That's where the initiation comes in. It comes in from it letting you know that this is where you originated from. Now you're on the earth. Now you need to use your tools to guide you and direct you. But you have to have a starting point, and that's what this card is telling me to tell you. You have to have a starting point on knowing how to use your gifts. You got to use your gifts. You got to use your gifts toward your intuition. You have to listen within. But they are emphasizing on that very strongly. And the reason why I'm saying that, and because when I do get this card, they're really letting you know you're very gifted, but you need to listen within. Before I even pull the next card, I was going to pull it, but they told me to tell you this, that you need to get more into focusing, grounding. This is what your angels are telling me to tell you right now. You need to stay focused and ground yourself. Because they're telling me, your gifts is, it's almost like you're very strong in intuition-wise. You're very strong in visual-wise. You're a very visual person. This is what they're telling me right now. Very visual. You can feel and you can see. And I don't mean like, oh, I can see a spirit over here, or I can see a spirit over there. You have the abilities of that, but your intuition is, you want to get messages by your intuition, knowing how to use it. And they'll give you the messages with enough time and work, yes, on yourself. I'll be able to see, like, you're asking a question, like, what do I do? What do I do? Sometimes you may not get the answers within you, but you may see something. So keep an eye on that. Or you may see it in your mind. You may say, my mind just made that up. No, it didn't. It's giving you that message. So be aware of the feeling, what you feel, and you visually see it by using your intuition. And they said, you're constantly traveling back and forth to the other side, back and forth on the earth. You may not even realize it. Sometimes you wake up feeling tired. So realize that you're learning there, and they're guiding you and supporting you, so when you wake up and you're back on the earth, you'll know what you need to do. All you have to do is tap in. Now, oh, this is really good. This card represents the mirror. The mirror. What does that mean? It means it's the reflection of what you're seeing in front of you, what you really want. So realize that this is a reflection of what you want to see. So it's almost like in your own mind. You could look at even at a water stream, and you can see, like, almost like you're imagining in your mind, almost like you could almost like see in the water. It's a reflection of what's really going on, what you want to see. So your imagination can play a part in this. But just keep in mind, it's a reflection of what you want in your life. So by using your intuition, you can see exactly like, oh, this is how I want to see, this is how I'm seeing it. So be aware, you're very, like I said before, you're very visual. You know, when I tap in and I get into spirit, you know, when I would say the age of 7 years old, 8 years old, I really got in tune with my intuition. I didn't even know I was 7 years old. I didn't know I was meditating, and from meditating opened me up. So that's a key thing to think of when you want to use your intuition more and have more clarity. Right? Because you are very visual. You do feel, and you'll feel even more, and you'll see more. So keep that in mind as your gifts. Two powerful gifts right there. You know, but listen to it. Keep your mind quiet and don't let the ego get involved. So going through all this, they're saying yes. They're acknowledging that you are spiritually gifted and you have intuition. You can use your tools in many different ways. You're not alone. Sisterhood of the Rose. The initiation, again, the initiation, I get tongue-tied with that word, sorry about that. It means your starting point from the spiritual realms to the earth. They're here to guide you by using your intuition. Mirror image of what you want to see in your life. What you want to see, so you're like, you could almost like see it in the water with your mind. It's like your imagination, but it becomes a reality. And the last part I just want to share with you is the birthing of a new age. Birthing of a new age. What does that mean? What that means is this is something that's going to be new in a different way, but in a way you're so used to doing this, but it's going to be a different way of feeling, acting, and responding. Because when your intuition becomes stronger, you're going to use it in your favor. And when you use it in your favor, you'll see how your life becomes smoother. So it's like birthing of a new age, of like a new way of doing something. A new approach that you're not used to doing by you using your intuition. It'll be like your whole life is changed over. But take one thing at a time by using your gifts and listen to your intuition. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't get your ego involved. Listen within and keep quiet. And that's how you use your intuition. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Please visit my website, marchealingarts.com. Listed in the description box below. And keep in mind, I'm here for you, when you need my help. I know we go through a challenging, a little confusing world that we live in right now. So I'm here to guide you and support you in your life. The next topic I want to get into is, why do I feel alone? Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 3. How do I use my intuition? First card I got here is Soul Family. Soul Family. That means you have soul members of your family. I can tell you're very spiritual right away, that you have a soul family that's connected to you, that's going to help you and guide you in your life so you could use your intuition. So you're not alone at this. So at times you may say, well, I don't know if I'm using my intuition right. So you could call upon your soul family to help you, guide you, and support you. And all you have to do is you could just, keep your mind quiet and just say, soul family, can you please come to me? And keep really quiet and ask a question. And you'll get an answer. But you need to keep really quiet and get in tune with it. So one of the ways of using your intuition by calling your soul family, they'll give you messages. They may throw it out visually to you. Well, they're actually the same to me right now. Visually to you, you may hear something, sense something, so be aware of that. That doesn't mean without them you can't use your intuition. No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is you could call upon them. So they'll help you, guide you by giving you messages. Dealing with answer the call. This is a good one. Answer the call. That means when the intuition's talking to you, you need to respond to it because it could be something really important. And if you're not listening to it, well, that's one of the ways of using your intuition, by listening within. Because when you listen within, then you could get a response. But if you don't listen within, how do you get a response? Because you're ignoring it. So whenever you get a call, it doesn't matter, because I pick up with you, you're very visual, right? Very strong in your senses, and you are spiritually bounded, but you're very grounded to the earth. You may not feel that, but you are. The only thing you need to do is to ground yourself more, like take a walk, meditate, get yourself grounded more, because they're saying to me to tell you, they're channeling with me right now to tell you this through the cards. And your angels are talking to me to tell you that you need to ground yourself more and listen to the messages they're giving to you. So you get messages from them. I told you with the soul family, you're not alone. Well, you're not alone. But also they're telling me those responses coming from them or from your own soul is talking to you. So answer the call. Trust the Nigel. Trust the Nigel. That means what did I just tell you? That means trust the Nigel. That means listen to your intuition. whatever you're feeling, sensing. See, I just mentioned that to you. Remember, I just told you answer the call, but it's also telling me to tell you that respond on how you're feeling, how you're acting, how you're responding. So you have to trust it. Don't go against it. If you go against it, then you're not using your intuition. So trust the message. Look at this. Answer the call and trust it, and then ego. That means it's telling me to tell you that you need to respond to it. Feel it. Align your life. Align your life. I want to make sure that you can see that. Okay, good. That means you want a balance between being on the other side. That means who you are as a spirit. That doesn't mean you have to leave to go on the other side, but it means you want the balance between the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. That's how you stay aligned. You have to be more aware when you use your intuition. You want to be more aware of each one is be taken care of. Then mentally, you have clarity. Emotionally, you're feeling the experience. Physically, you're even acting toward it. And spiritually, you're listening and you're taking the call. And you're trusting your intuition. Knowing that not only are you not alone, but also you have these gifts of visualizing it, right? Feeling it within. And use that when you're feeling this response. That's how you're using your intuition. When you ignore it, like if you don't answer the call, you're not using your intuition properly. But everything needs to keep in alignment. Things to be balanced out. So the messages will come out clearly. For me, I do like deep breath work. Even when I get messages, I do some deep breath work. Breath work is really a good idea. Meditation work is a very good idea to just keep your mind quiet and balance the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. And that means you're in alignment and you get the information. And when you get the information, it'll come out clearly to you, not stagnant all over the place if you're not aligned. So you need to be aligned. That's what this card is telling me to tell you, or the angels are telling me to tell you through this card. But you are very intuitive and trust your path. Trust your path. Because if you're not trusting your path on what you're doing, and you have doubt on it, there's no way that you're going to use your intuition. There's no way. Because you get the ego involved. So you need to trust it. If your intuition is saying to go that way, you go that way, not this way. Feel that pull. Remember the visual. Remember what you're feeling. And they're even telling me right now, sometimes even in your dreams, you could use that information for everyday life. But whatever's pulling you, the directions, go by it. Now, dealing with making the connection with souls, responding to your intuition is very important. Feeling your intuition, aligning and balancing it mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And trusting it, put that all together, that is how you trust. Not only your path, but that's how also knowing how to use your intuition. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Please visit my website, marchealingarts.com. Listed in the description box below. And keep in mind, I'm here for you, when you need my help. I know we go through a challenging, a little confusing world that we live in right now. So I'm here to guide you and support you in your life. The next topic I want to get into is, why do I feel alone? Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 4. How do I use my intuition? First of all, to start out with, saying, now this could go either way, either sex, but in this card I know it's emphasizing warrior woman, but it could also be warrior man. Either way, you're a warrior. That means you're a strong soul. You're willing to conquer. You're willing to work things out and make things happen. And by making these things happen, how do we do that? Well, we want to use our intuition. We have to make decisions, right? We have to figure out what we're going to do to make things happen and make things work. So knowing the first thing that your angels are telling me through the cards, they tell me right away, you're a very strong soul. That just by itself should make you feel good, even before we get into the intuition. So they're saying, stay strong, stay focused. Let's start using your intuition. And let's see what gifts that you have to use for your intuition. But knowing overall you're a strong person, it's like almost like you're a leader. It's like, I want to follow this. I want to do what I need to do. And you don't have to be, you could be a leader for other people or yourself. But you know how to guide people, support people, and direct people through your intuition. Dealing with the inner temple. The inner temple. That means it's within you. To feel what's inside you. To make things happen. You ever hear the old saying, your body's your temple? Your inner temple within you to make it happen. So we have to listen within. Our temple's within us. Our body's our temple. Listen to within us. Your gifts to use for your intuition is you're very good and you have gut responses. You need to listen to that. Don't doubt it. Because we get the ego involved and then we get all messed up with our messages. The first thing they tell me is, your angels are telling me, through the cards, they tell me to tell you that you need to listen to your intuition. Also, they're telling me to tell you, you're very visual and also clear audio. You can actually hear things if you get in tune with it. So your intuition, your gut feeling, visual, audio, different tools to use your intuition. You may, if you say, well, I can see things in my mind, well, then need to meditate. Meditate will open you up to use your intuition and things will come out more clearly to you. So remember, get tuned within you. Dealing with share your voice. Share your voice. That means, let me just show this to you. Again, share your voice. That means express what you really want. See, the thing is, this is the throat chakra, the 5th chakra. It's about expression. So they tell me to tell you, part of your intuition is you need to share your voice. That means become expressive. Not only feeling the intuition within you, but you need to be expressive by whatever the messages you're getting within you, speak it out. Now, if you have an intuition with someone you're having problems with, I don't know what to do, and your inner voice is telling you, tell them. Use your heart on what you need to tell them. Your angels could be telling you this. Your intuition by itself also could be telling you this too. So we need to listen and to share our voice, whatever it's telling for us to do, even to express ourselves. Expression, that's another thing in your intuition, is to express yourself to others and to yourself. Sometimes you have to be honest to yourself as well. When I get to, like even dealing with get in zone and listening to my intuition, I like to keep and get zoned and get focused on whatever I'm trying to do. And my heart's telling me I need to express this to a certain person, or I need to do something even in my own business, or dealing with family members. I do it. And you're very similar to this. So you want to listen to your voice. First, the inner voice, because remember, the inner temple within you, and then they tell me to tell you, then you want to share your voice. So first comes within, and then let it come out. Right? So look at this. You can see messages, hear them, feel it, express, part of using your intuition, and knowing you're the warrior, you're a tough soul, so you can handle this journey in this lifetime. Dealing with priestess. Oh, and this is really good, really, really good. Priestess is like, look at this. I love this between these two cards. The priestess. If you think about it, the priestess is like a teacher, right? A leader. Look at this. Now they're showing me two ways. Warrior, you are a very strong person, leader, fighter, takes the challenges on. And then dealing with the priestess is saying, teacher, step into the plate. Knowing what to do to move forward with it by using your intuition. Whatever affects your life. In the mental, emotional, physical aspects, fulfill those needs by using your intuition. Now, dealing with keepers of the earth. This is another interesting thing is, keepers on the earth, that means you have a group of souls. So you have a group of souls are here to help you, guide you, and support you in your journey. So you could call on keepers on the earth. Keepers of the earth. Right? You could call them. So when you're not getting messages, and believe it or not, keepers on the earth can be human angels or souls on the other side. You may not even know the person. You may call and you may be getting messages even though they're on the earth or dealing with the other side. So they could be human angels, or they may not be human, and they could be angels that you can maybe see or maybe not, or you're dealing with the other side. It could be a combination of both. So I don't want to confuse it, but that's what I'm just trying to tell you. Knowing you're a survivor, you're a warrior. By using these intuition, different ways of using your intuition, like I explained to you about with your gifts. But listen within, share without, very important. Remember, that's one of your gifts. Your intuition by sharing, open, expressing is very important. Two ways of showing me that you're a leader, you're very powerful, you're a teacher, a ruler. I'm talking about like really more like a teacher point of view, I meant to say, to tell you that you could take things in charge. And also knowing that you have souls that you could call upon them to help you through your journey. Just take one step at a time. When you do all this, you'll be able to use your intuition. And that is how you use your intuition. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Please visit my website, marchealingarts.com. Listed in the description box below. And keep in mind, I'm here for you, when you need my help. I know we go through a challenging, a little confusing world that we live in right now. So I'm here to guide you and support you in your life. The next topic I want to get into is, why do I feel alone? Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 5. How do I use my intuition? First card I got here is Council of Light. I love this card. Council of Light. That means you have a group of souls willing to work with you from the other side. Sometimes they come on the earth. They're willing to communicate with you and help you through your intuition. So you could always ask the Council of Life to come forth to help you with your intuition. And they could give you what they're telling me right now. Believe it or not, I'm channeling with them right now for you. They're telling me to tell you that they would show you things. You could hear things, sense things. And believe it or not, they're even saying to me to smell or taste. So you have a lot of gifts here to use your intuition. But they're here to guide you and support you in your journey. So please call upon them. And they just gave me like a lot of your gifts all at once. Normally it doesn't come out until the middle of the reading, but they gave it to me all to give to you. So just keep that in mind, that we're going to go even more into it. It looks like we're just the start of it. It's going to get even deeper. This is just the start. Don't dim to fit in. Don't dim to fit in. That means it's telling me to tell you, don't lower yourself. Who identifies you as a soul? To use your intuition. You want to keep your frequency at a higher level. When you keep your frequency at a high level, you'll get messages clearly. If you lower your frequency by thinking negative and say, oh, I can't use my intuition. And you have so many. Look what I just told you. Clear audio. That means you can hear, see, as well as others I just mentioned to you. So use them, but do not lower your frequency, because then you have difficulties using your intuition. So don't ever lower your frequency to a lower level by thinking negative, because then your intuition won't work as well. So keep your frequencies up. Another way of using your intuition, not only using your gifts, but keep your frequencies up so you can feel great and you can get the proper messages clearly. And you're a star seed. You are a star seed. What does that mean? What that means is you're a very spiritual soul. Not only are you on the earth, but even incarnations, even part of your soul is on other planets, other universes, other galaxies. You have all this information to guide you and support you by listening to your intuition through visualizing, seeing within one's mind, by keeping your mind quiet, hearing things, sensing. So we have to get in touch within ourselves and keep quiet, because not only do you have a group, Council of Life, to help you, but you have the gifts from within you that God has given you that you earned. And the angels have given to you, really more from God, but the angels have guided God, what they're telling me. The angels help God out to help you. So again, the angels are guided through God, and then God guides the angels to help you. So it's a whole connection, but of course, the higher power, God, however you want to use that, he's here to help you, guide you and support you through his angels and guides, and even sometimes even loved ones. So I told you this is going to go deeper than I thought this was all going to be in one shot, but then it's like they're showing me this is getting deeper and deeper. They're talking about frequencies here. They're talking about a group that you can go to. They're even telling me you're from other galaxies and universes. Do you see how deep that this is getting? You're very spiritually bounded here. Now your angels are telling me through this card, and I'm going to explain this to you. They're saying no. And what that word no means, Doesn't mean no, you don't have gifts. You do have gifts to use your intuition. But no means think about whatever you're doing, pause, and then go with it. So get the messages, listen to it, think about it, and then respond to it. But what you're doing is you're not as much getting the ego involved. I know this is a little challenging. I told you this was going to be a deep reading for you. So what happens here is you want to go deep within yourself, get the message, think thoroughly what you feel was good, add that message, and then use it. That's really good for you. So think about it after you get the message, what you could use out of that message, and then follow through with it. It's that clear, and keep it really simple because it can confuse you. You don't want that to happen. So remember, don't lower your frequency. I keep on emphasizing that. Call the group. You need help. Knowing you're a special soul, very gifted soul from other galaxies and universes. And also pause and think beforehand. You know, when I go into zoning and I get in focusing, I really stay zoned and focused on what I'm trying to focus on. And then I'll get messages. So for you, it's the same way, but you got to keep yourself focused and grounded to get these messages. And that's really important because then you could be reading your intuition wrong and then you could make mistakes. So as long as you're grounded and focused and you're in tune, you get the clear messages. The ever-unfolding rose. The ever-unfolding rose. And this is just telling me you're not limited to. You have all these gifts to use your intuition. There's so many doors are opening, like unfolding rose. The rose just keeps on opening, unfolding. Doors are open. For you use your own intuition. So many different gifts on how to use your intuition. So remember, there's not just one way of using your intuition, there's many different ways. But stay focused and grounded. They keep on telling me to tell you this. Stay focused and grounded on it. And that's how you use your intuition. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. Please visit my website, marchealingarts.com. Listed in the description box below. And keep in mind, I'm here for you, when you need my help. I know we go through a challenging, a little confusing world that we live in right now. So I'm here to guide you and support you in your life. The next topic I want to get into is, why do I feel alone? Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day.